Hello everybody, I'm Sarnath and welcome to the 2v2 event hosted by Clan SunZ. We got two teams here duking it out today, and they are right now going over their drafts to pick their civs, strategizing, working together to see what their plan is going to be for this game. It will be on a fractal map. The turn timer is going to be 150 seconds long. So they are starting in the ancient era. City-states are raise only. They cannot capture any city-states and keep them. They have to burn them all to the ground if they try to take them. For wonder bands, we have the Apadana, Venetian Arsenal, and the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus will be banned for this game. As far as religious choices go, Crusader, Defender of the Faith, God of the Forge, and God of the Harvest pantheons have been banned. I'll be taking France as well so that I have the extra diplomatic visibility. We're just waiting for DeRicci to ready up, and they will be good to go. Likely doing some last-minute strategizing before they load in. Definitely going to be an interesting game today. Map size, God bless it. Bit of a delay here as we had, we were trying for a 3v3, but another person didn't show, so the player left, we shrank down, and it's giving us an issue here because of the invalid map size. We're letting the players decide if they want to re-lobby for tiny or if they just want to up it and go. Oh my gosh. And half of them don't care, so it's 1-on-1. My goodness, you guys. There. There we go, there we go, they vote. Nope, nope, nope. You, get out of here. Hopefully this doesn't cause any issues, but because players leaving in lobby always causes instability problems, and hopefully it's been fixed. And here we go, going into the match here. We are playing as France for the extra diplomatic visibility, so we have a better idea what's going on with the players.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest, from this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. It falls to you, Catherine de Medici, to use your gifts of knowledge and of the arts to unite your people. Steer carefully through these troubled times, Queen Mother of France. You will build great wonders, drawing visitors from all corners of the earth. With your keen awareness of all things, both those seen and those hidden in the shadows, your empire will certainly stand.
And again, please do remember it takes a little bit longer to load in as a spectator because the mod has to manually reveal the tiles to me. Unfortunately, there is no built-in function for this, so we're relying on a mod from the workshop still. Alright, we're in. Take a brief look around, make sure nobody started in snow or all desert. Looks good. I'll answer that in a second. Norway's okay. Montezuma's okay. Where is the Congo? There they are. What kind of close? Oh, they're more than minimum distance. Alright, kicking things off here, we do have playing as the Aztec today, Avaria, and his teammate will be playing Russia, and that will be Derici. Congo is being picked up by I Ain't a Taxi, and his teammate is playing as Norway, and that will be Tordred. Now they did select a fractal map for this, if everyone's wondering why this looks like I had one of my kids draw a map on some graph paper. Congo choosing to move his settler a bit. Here, going to delay his first settle. However, his ally right below him in Norway here does have a coastal settle here, but... And it does open out to the sea. It's a nice little bay there. There are several choke points as far as land routes to collect them to the rest. However, they have quite a bit more open space on the other side of the world, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. We are going to turn on the show yield icons here, have a better idea seeing what everyone is working with today. Our Norway player does have a very, very strong capital here, even some early gold in the crabs. The 2-3 deer, some 2-2s, has some 2-1 hills. It's going to grow fast. It's going to be really good for him. Our Congo player chose to move a bit. Is going to be using the wheat to grow. Has stone, has some marble here. Unfortunately flat, but will give some production there. Does have the 2-2 woods there on the river as well. Some hills. Has some excellent tiles to expand out to. Now, our Aztec player here does have a coastal capital, so he is at risk. They did know he picked Norway into this game. Does have some cattle here. That'll be some nice growth early on. Has another cattle and even a pasture there. We could see God of the Open Sky as the go-to for Aztec here. Has some cotton here. They chose to buy out that tile to get some immediate returns from the investment. And oh my goodness. 5 pastures for our Russian capital. This is absolutely incredible. What a start. Oh my gosh, he's going to grow and produce so fast. Not much to chop from Magnus, per se. I mean, sure, you could chop the sheep, but why would you do that to yourself? Just has 3 woods to chop here, so not much going on there, but his tiles are amazing. He's going to be picking up God of the Open Sky for sure. Now, our Congo and Norway player are going to find each other very quickly here. They do know they're connected. They know they're very close. They are on the same team. They do have a culture city-state off in the desert. Remember, city-states are raise only. So these players, if you look at these city-states, none of these are free cities for these players. If they want to settle near them, or they want their land, they have to burn them to the ground and then get a settler over there. So it is quite a heavier investment. Concern though, Russia's start is very, very strong. And he's very safe. He can't be frigated by Norway. Hey, Pizza, how's it going, man? But he's not going to be able to readily help his ally either if Norway is able to find him and get ships over there. Oh yeah, plenty of Canal City options this game. Builder coming online along with a scout. We did get the notification of trade, and that is because at the very end of the term they traded gold to Russia in order to buy that builder. Will I ever stream myself playing Sim 6? I will eventually. I used to a lot, and then my kids got involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I don't like starting games like this that I can't finish the whole way through. So it's a bit harder for me to find the time. Oh yeah, working those pastures super early. Definitely going to go for open sky if he can snag it, which he should be able to as Russia. He does have a tundra tile under his control, giving him that super early faith. Oh, a settler coming out. See if anyone else is going to match that settling speed, and that is not going to be the case. Our Norway player here, Tordred, really taking the most of all of these hills, the deer, all this extra production to really funnel out some settlers quick and early. I mean, honestly, if once he identifies this choke point, he just needs to fortify a unit there and just not let anything through. Get an archer on this hill and just never pass. Well, unfortunately, Team 2, our Aztec and Russian player, do control a majority of the landmass, but Aztec is open to naval combat here. No, Norway's capital's on the wrong side of the water here, but this bay does open out and around, so some ships will get some very valuable scouting out that way. But any of these other coastal cities will be fair game to really establish some naval dominance in this area. And with these being the land routes what they are, as you can see I'm panning over the gap here, any naval dominance that can be really shown here in this area will really choke up any attempts to attack. So they will be able to sim safely, relatively speaking, but they're going to need to be on the So as soon as that's identified by them, they're definitely going to have the Milk Island, yes. The victims of mad cow disease have been put on an island. That's Cow Island. Huh. Still no settlers coming out for either of Team 2's players. Got all three pastures up in a nice little row here as far as our Russian player, Durici. I am interested to see if Avaria scouts underneath Yerevan or just assumes it's the edge of the coast. Because he sees coast here and he knew it was over here as well. Likely to see this settler go right here to get the horse and the 2-2 stone. It's a really good settle. City Patron Goddess picked up by our Aztec player. So our Aztec player here in Avaria, gets a scout off of a goodie and has a settler complete same turn. Very nice. The settler comes out for Durici as well, but our Aztec player with City Patron Goddess will be able to get their first districts up in their cities a lot faster because you get that bonus production towards completing your first district. This means we'll definitely be yielding open sky to the Russian player here. It's just absolutely beautiful. 5 pastures in the capital alone. As we thought, grabbing that really close minimum distance cell, making the most of their room. They know they are a little bit cramped here. But has it on the right side of the pond. Doesn't know it yet, but he will be able to become aggressive off of this. Because remember, the longboats that Norway has get the benefit from oligarchy now as of rise and fall, and as of the March update, if Norway swings into a Dark Age, that +5 combat bonus card that you can take for being in the Dark Age applies to melee ships too now. So he could walk up with a longboat with, oh my goodness, 34 strength. Which is absolutely incredible because archers don't do anything to longbows without those bonuses. Open Sky picked up this turn, enjoying some excellent free culture there. That's 3 for now. Will be 5 later. Tom will get more settler out as well. Absolutely. The naval natural wonders in the water are going to be pretty big. I'm taking a look around, panning around to see if the one that grants the promotions to naval units is in this map. And it doesn't appear to be the case. Now, these players don't have to go into naval combat with each other. But because of the shape of the landmass, it's definitely going to benefit them. At least against the Aztec. Between the Aztec and the Congo and Norway, there's going to be a lot of coastal cities here. Now, maybe not for our Aztec player. He has a lot of space. He doesn't have to settle on the coast, but his capital is. And as you all know, capturing enemy capitals is a requirement for the domination victory. Our Norway player Tordred's identified this choke point. I'd love to see either a settler scuttle out here for a canal city, or even just a warrior and a slinger to eventually become an archer. Just hold this choke point, prevent any scouting. There's no barbarians because of how the spectator mod works. We have to use a mod from the workshop for this. There's nothing built into the game. And barbarians can only spawn in the fog of war where players cannot see. And I am technically a player and I can see the entire map, so there's just nowhere for them to spawn. It's an unfortunate side effect of being able to cast these games. Hopefully Firaxis will implement a hard-coded observer setting so that if players want to have barbs on, we can cast those games too. Another settler coming out. Oof, that was great. I love the Russian land grab bonus that they get. It's absolutely incredible. Reaches out, grabs the 1-3 Plains Hill Woods, as well as this one down here. Just excellent land to use here. It's probably going to be a little slow on growth for the city, but from the lack of food, but trade routes can fix that problem. No new units coming out for our Aztec player. Let's take a look at the scouts here. Oh, well, they've met each other now. Congo player choosing to go for a coastal settle here. And there's the war declaration. Team 2 declares on Team 1. If he can move this scout back to this hill and fortify it, he will be safe. At least until an Eagle Warrior shows up. There's the first longship of the game coming out. Bergen set up here as well. Some good food and production. Having these grasslands instead of all plains will really help Norway's city growth. Because remember, housing is available a lot earlier in the game than it used to. Because you need to build markets for your trade routes. You need to build libraries, get the bonuses from having the extra envoys in the Science City-States. And those all add housing to your cities. So that's why we see cities with higher populations earlier in the game now. And this longship is going to be able to get a lot of great scouting out there. Hopefully we'll make another one out of Christian land so we can really scout out this area as well. And there comes Avaria's third city coming out soon. Take a look and see where he's probably going. Probably down here. Might go here instead. Have to wait and see what he wants to do there. Some great mountains. Well, a trader coming out for DeRicci here. He's getting ready to send that off. Another scout coming online for our Aztec player. Very likely came from a goodie hut though. No builders for our Aztec player just yet. No extra Eagle Warriors to try and recruit for the Aztec worker program. Oh, and Avari's going to get this scout in through this choke. Tordra did not choose to block it up. He's going to have to make some units at home to try and block up this scout or prevent it, because you have a builder run around back here, so as well as your ally as well. This is only turn 21, so we're not going to see much in the way of demographs. As you can see, 4.5 and 5 science a turn, 4 and 4.2 respectively. So there's a slight lead in terms of Team 1 here. As far as culture goes, you have 5.5 and 6.8 respectively for Team 1, while Team 2 is at 7.2 and 4.4. It got to the open sky for the pastures, giving that extra culture point a turn, really coming in handy. And Norway does indeed. They have their first governor established. And a builder moving in position to chops. That is definitely going to be Magnus there. Free goody hut for our Norway player here. Longship be able to take that next turn. As far as land availability goes, Team 2 definitely has the advantage, but we'll have to see what our Congo and Norway player choose to do about it. With all of this, easily able to contest naval areas. And if they could take the capital for Aztec and set up a canal city right here to move ships through further, could cause a lot of damage into the mid to late game. Aryabhata will be the first scientist of the game. We do see some districts getting plopped down by some of our players, so they will be competing for that. A second longship coming out from Nidros, and a third. Wow. I am surprised to see these come out of those cities. Perhaps he's going to use them to take out Brussels. But it is raise only, so very unlikely to be the case. You look at using them to scout. Norway and Congo going to be trading with each other here. You can see the traders starting to ick out in that direction. Third city down for Russia here. Taking a look at their land. Has another pasture off to the side that it grabbed. T. Good luxury there. Hillstone right there. It'll be absolutely fantastic. Has some copper up here in the north that the city will eventually reach to. And that'll be good for chopping out later on. That will give gold when you chop it. Longship comes out of Christiansand as well. That's very true, Yoshi. The extra overflow will be nice. And this scout on the hill is going to see this longship. So he is... If this longship sees that city, he is in a world of hurt. Because you need at least 4 archers to take out a longship now. And that's assuming he doesn't swing Dark Age, which he shouldn't because he made a longship, so... But remember, most of our Norway players' naval power is over here. All he needs is shipbuilding, and Norway gets full oceanic traveling, whereas everyone else has to go all the way to cartography. So our Norway player, making a small detour in Tex, will discover much more of the world than the rest of our players. And that knowledge will definitely be beneficial for them. As you can see, Torrid really flexing a muscle here. 150 military strength compared to everyone else's 50, 68, and 30 respectively. Congo knows he's safe though. He's already scouted out this immediate area, so he doesn't have to worry about being attacked just yet, especially with Torrid being more aggressive getting all these longships out. Yeah, clears this out, throws an encampment on this island. That'll provide zone of control on any naval ships that try to come through. Oh no! Oh no! I don't think he's capturing a city-state of Ari. I think he's going to capture your capital. Taking a quick look around here at our other players. Tons of builders running around for our Russian player. Likely to see more settlers. Looks like Dorichi's plan is just to sit back and sim, since he knows Avaria is on the front line, so to speak. Although other districts better spent for Congo. Yeah, absolutely. But for a third district, for Mamba, this would be ideal. Oh! Smacks the capital with the longship. Just look how much damage that dealt. Really showing off the early strength of Norway after the changes made in the Rise and Fall expansion here. He needs to get another longship up here, though. If he does, this city is going to fall for sure. Now remember, you cannot raise capitals if you take them. So if he takes, however you'd pronounce this without sounding like an idiot. Why we didn't ban Norway on Fractal Map. You guys voted for this. This is on you. But if he can take this city, they have to keep it. So we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully he gets as an early second governor. Imagine if he picked up Victor and put Victor in this city. Repairs the monument. With a Norway in the game, settling on the coast is very risky, especially with the strength of longships. Archer comes online. Oh, Builder gets snatched up by Tordred on the side as well. Archer, oh. No, this longship takes a hit on the city again. As you can see, it's barely doing anything. Avaria losing a builder on the side to Tordred as well. Very well done. And even gets the Temple of Artemis chopped out. More longships getting chopped out as well. It looks like all of these ships are going to be sent around to come in and aid the battle here. Avaria's going to be hurting here, and Russia's too far away to really help, other than through resources. And more longships coming, as well as all of the ones that are coming through the bay here around. So there are 7 longships on the map right now. Yeah, the temple would have been amazing for Russia, but Tordred said, nope, it's mine. Some masterful play coming out of here. Now, Temple of Artemis does provide an extra amenity per plantation. Pasture and camp. I don't know why I derped on that, but geez. So it's going to be 1 within 4 tiles of it as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. It's going to be a 4 amenity wonder once everything is set up. We had to ban Germany instead. Well, Archer moves out of the city. Eagle Warrior moves, and that'll raise the city strength a bit, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, Tordra deletes the builder after he takes it as well. Well, until the other longships arrive, his city will be safe, but this longship's going to be milking some promotions off of this. 33 city strength now in the city. Longships retreating to promote. Archer comes out in the second city there to try and chase off the scout. It looks like he's going to try and go for the pillage. Archer's coming back to try and head it off. The scout's going to have to evacuate. Meanwhile, Congo's just in full Sim City mode here. It's just getting more settlers out, has its governor established. Even Tordred has plenty of builders and settlers running around as well. Made his early naval force to really pressure, and he's really looking to get some work done with it. Definitely forced Avaria to go into military. However, this scout swinging around, I'm surprised we don't see any units over here to try and head it off. Taking a quick look over in Russia here. Warrior and an archer scooting around here. We have a campus coming down. More settlers, plenty of builders. So Dorici really just sim-citying away here, trying to take advantage of the free time. Lots of archers coming out. Scout does get picked off and it moves on. Longship comes back, seeing the archers take their shot, takes a hit onto the city. Another longship moves up, revealed to Avaria here. He's going to need a lot of archers here to stave this off. None of our players at political philosophy just yet. These longships are going to be very scary though. Having the longships move around and take hits to force the archers to take extra movement points. Ah! Icon for the entire Templar Artist won't go away. Archers taking some more shots onto this longship. These are hurt, but they're going to be getting promotions. And with that is going to make things go from worse to worse. Eagle Warrior coming out. Builders trying to scuttle around and get some work done. Government Plaza coming down here in a really nice spot. Going to be able to make good use of the extra adjacency bonus with all three cities. And Ellison coming up. Really choosing to settle more on this bay side than on the oceanic water side. I wonder why that is. You can only get one settle on the lake here, and it was probably to get access to the chops. More longships coming in. And even more coming around the bends here. Really heavily investing into these longships. Make our dedication real quick to get it off the screen. We're going to take a look and see how everyone did. Norway is in a golden age, to be expected with their unique units so early in the game, giving them early era score there. However, Russia and Montezuma, our Avaria and Derici respectively, did get a normal age, while Congo is sitting out in a dark age. Could see Congo swing into a heroic age by the next turnover. Russia is the first to get their governments unlocked, does switch over to oligarchy. Rather surprising considering that doesn't have much military involvement, could be sitting back and enjoying the extra great person point generation. God of the Sea picked up by our Norway player as well. Plenty of fish and crabs about to really make the most of that. Norway has switched to oligarchy. These boats will have an additional +5 combat strength. That's going to make really hard to hold that city. Not to mention the extra combat experience. The scouts sneaking around here, more units coming down here. Lots of longboats. Holy longboat. Government plaza set up there between Nidaros and Bergen. Russia and Aztec decided to share friendship. Yes, that is a thing you have to do and maintain now in team games. Once these other two longboats arrive, we'll have 3 hitting the city a turn, and that's going to be really hard to deal with. Yeah, with only 3 archers, there's no way. It'll take a while, but he does have a 4th back here to cycle out. Oh, goodness. Galley is in the city as well, but The Tordred really quick to get these tiles secure so the galley can't move out. That being said, walls start to be produced in the city. Archer's taking shots on the boats. Does not get the kill. Oh, so close. Low rolls it with the galley. Oh, gets it cleaned up with Archer in the back there. If he is quick, he will be able to secure this tile with his galley, but I'm not sure it'll be enough. Yep, stone chop in the wall. Builder is in position for that. We're going to have to wait to see who's quicker, though. Would like to see Tordred stop making long ships and actually expand a little bit more into his land. There is a lot of really crappy snow hills down here, but he does have some good settles along here, especially this canal city if he can secure it. Is definitely going to need some land units about, or all of his stuff is going to get pillaged by these scouts coming in. Pretty exciting match we got going here. I'd like to see some more cities come from our Congo player, who's also made a takes the capital city before walls could get chopped. And that did happen a few seconds into the turn, so that wasn't even chained first moving. However, archers are hitting the city as well, getting it real low. The galley gets kicked out, but these ships are waiting and they will be swamping this galley out. And even if he retakes the city, these long ships are going to be able to take it right back. Not entirely certain why Congo made a galley, especially considering the long ships will be able to handle this, especially with the others looping around the side. Should really just be focusing on getting more cities down and simming out of his mind. This way he can provide those ideal boosts for his ally. Archer's coming on. Got an Archer coming online here, presumably for a city-state envoy. Speaking of which, Kabul has been suzerained by Tordred. Take a look at where Kabul is. Wow, all the way up here. With Kabul declaring war against Aztec and Russia, against our Team 2 players here, that's going to become a bit of an issue with these warriors running around pillaging tiles, attacking scouts. You could even go for builders here. I mean, this could turn into a bit of an issue for them. Definitely keeping the camera panned over the capital city of Aztec here. It's just been taken by Tordred's in Norway, but it's going to be very interesting to see. Yeah, I'm not. Norway really did a great job getting a lot of cities out. So huge shout out to Tordred there for doing a great job in the early game, and really applying a ton of pressure. Gonna have to wait and see what happens here. Moves the longship out, destroys the galley, basically saying you can go ahead and retake this city. I'll just take it back. Galley scuttles away from Congo. Still can't get rid of that annoying notification about the Temple of Artemis that got built like umpteen turns ago. Lots of long ships gathering around. I'm gonna shoot him a reminder, actually. Just sending a friendly reminder that way since his units are positioned in that manner. Says he knows, so moving along. So they are there on purpose. I have to wait and see. Fair enough. But he's kept the other two on the north, Yoshi. That's why I went ahead and said that. Because these aren't stuck here at all. These ones are, but the other two are not. That's why it just looked a little bit suspicious. Probably. I mean, well, Brussels has a good suzerain, though. The plus 15% bonus production for Wonders is really good later on. The Henjidaro picked up by Dorichi. And there's the shipbuilding, just like you said, Yoshi. Encampment coming down pretty early here. Cabal doing some intermittent harassment on Avaria as well. And he will be able to retake his capital, but the longships are just going to take it back if he does, so... Oh, why play modded? Is it for some nerf? Okay, so the only mod that's on this game is the Better Balanced Start mod, and that gives all the players, it prevents them from spawning in a bunch of snow or in a whole bunch of flat desert. It's just to get them away from those tiles, and it helps spread out the city-states a bit more so they're not in huge clumps together. And then, you know, we have the spectator mod on, and that's what enables you to do what you can see now. I have to wait and see what he's going to do with these. I know he's hoping to find Russia on the coast, but it's not going to be the case. He could come in through this little pass here into the bay. Could do some damage there. Archer just coming out here as well. However, in 3 turns, the city's going to go into open rebellion, so I'm not too sure what his plan is for that. I mean, there's no governor here. They're probably not a monument. I do too, Pizza. It's for some pretty good dynamic gameplay. We can see a lot of strategies come out from the players with that. Yerevan being included into the Aztec worker program. Two turns. City's going to flip into rebellion. We're going to have to see what happens. It's fine, man. People of all skill levels are welcome. Now, stuff like this, it's welcome for the entire community, man, so don't feel bad. If I can answer the question, I'm more than happy to, and if I can't answer it, I'll try to find the answer. Next turn, the city's going to flip. He needs to get his ships out. He did move the archer out, so he knows what's happening. He's just going to let it flip. He's not even going to try. He's just going to... Just denying the city to Aztec, to Avaria, is detrimental enough. Let's see. All right. Taking a look at the Navy that was sent across the ocean here. Nothing coastal is going to come out of Derici. He knows long ships are in the water. He doesn't know where. He thinks they're all over by Avaria, but He's not going to risk it, it looks like, choosing to settle on this sugar. Nope, moves down. Going to be a little while longer. And the Aztec people shook free the chains of their Norwegian overlords, only to once again fall into despair. They're all able. Every victory conditions in. Now, Avaria's archers here are getting promotions off of these exchanges. So this could become detrimental later on in the game. We'll have to wait and see. Because with these choke points the way they are, archers are going to be very key in taking them or holding them, providing the additional fire support, along with frigates perhaps. But we're going to have to wait and see how the players choose to handle that. But heavily promoted archers are very scary. Another archer swimming across the sea here. And so far, Tordred's done a great job hiding the fact that he has oceanic travel. But if the players have been paying attention, seeing the archer move in and out of the water, they will recognize that he does have oceanic ability, because Norway gets that considerably earlier. Hopefully the players have recognized that fact, or they could be in a lot of trouble. This is actually a good city area right here. With all these whales, the reefs. Like, this is a good city. Take a look up at Russia here. 4th and 5th settler running around. Who is in what age? Norway is in a golden age. Russia and Aztec, Dorici and Avaria respectively, are in a normal age, and our Congo player, Iena Taxi, is in a dark age. Two turns, the capital will flip once again into rebellion. Just denying the city to our Aztec player Avaria here. It's really detrimental. Not to mention it was a high pop city at the time. Of course it has fallen significantly during its captures. City number 4 goes down in the far south for Russia. Aztec Eagle Warriors fighting the warriors from Kabul here as well, getting some additional builders off of it. So not all bad news for Avaria this game. Another settler coming out for Norway. Tordred really making the most of his time and space. He's bought a lot of time for his ally as well, Congo, and himself to just build up with all of these longships that are running around. Done a considerably well job here, really hopefully changing the mind for some of you viewers out there about Norway as a civ in the early game. everyone thinking that their time was very short and just made them more or less worthless, but it's definitely not the case, as we can see. Turn 41 and these long ships are still causing problems. Oh, Aztec takes capital back, and Norway takes it back. And the Eagle Warrior gets deleted as a result. When the city's captured, units that you have garrisoned there are lost. Bavaria does have a settler moving up north. Now it is slightly protected on this coast since there's no canal city established yet. The Yerevan's been burned to the ground. I think it's realistic to say that Norway is going to be keeping the city away from Bavaria for at least a good 20 turns or more. We're going to need to see some knights to increase the city strength here to really be a detriment to these long ships. And even then, 3 tiles to hit, it's just huge. However, do remember, Russia's free simming in the background here. He's on 4 cities. He's got a 5th and a 6th coming up soon. There we go. This would be a really good Petra city if he can swing it. Aryabhata picked up by Congo, actually. Really surprised to see that Dorici didn't grab it first. A 3.4 scientist points a turn coming out of Congo. My goodness. Did pick up Goddess of the Hunt. Kind of surprised to not see Divine Spark picked up by any of our players today. Because, like, Australia. But I don't see everything here wanting to kill me, so it can't be like Australia. That being said, I've heard Australia is a beautiful country to go visit. Not sure I want to go there just for the fact that everything there wants to kill me. Killer horses. Yeah, we have killer horses. And the crabs will try to grab you and pull you under the water. The Richie grabs the Hanging Gardens. All of his cities will enjoy some extra growth there, and he gets some pretty awesome housing in his capital as well. Rebellion in 7 turns. Will Oasis settle? Kambola. Kazan set up. It looks like this is going to be an attempt at a Petra city. It'll be a great one if he can get it. It really will. Look at all these desert hills off to the side. All this flat desert. Let's see. Where is this guy going? To the rice, maybe? SunZ just scouting around there. Matterhorn off to the side there. That'll be really strong for Cossacks later when the time comes, if Cossacks are even used. Taking another look back at this capital of Aztec here. I know we've kept the camera here most of the game, but it is where a lot of the action is going on. Players just continuing to invest in attacking the city. Avaria's kind of backed off, just kind of shooting at it with archers and letting it flip into rebellion over and over now. There's just no way he can take it. He needs a lot higher techs unlocked to increase his city strength, get the bigger units out if he wants to hold it. That being the case, he didn't scout out his opponent. He saw this area and thought it cut off again and pulled his scout back. So he's not even entirely sure where Norway is. And Congo has remained hidden this entire game and really needs to take full advantage of that. Again, really surprised he didn't take Divine Spark there for the extra scientist points, but Congo does get respectable bonuses towards great people as well on its own. And it looks like Kabul's military force has been cleaned up rather handedly. Pyramids are getting grabbed by our Russian player as well. We'll enjoy some very nice bonuses off of that. Faith map? We could see some religious play here, but I am not too sure if they would. I mean, honestly, Norway, if they got a religion and spread over to Congo real quick, they could get some really good early bonuses and just let it passive spread without any real investment. Faith is actually pretty good to grab now, simply because of the monumentality dedication you can take, and it's really good at Golden Age or Heroic, but what it does is you can buy your builders and settlers at a 30% discount with Faith and Gold, but if you're not using your Faith actively, it's a great outlet for it if you're generating it. So Faith has a lot more potential now than it did in Vanilla Civ, is the best way to put it. Yeah, Minavari just really milking workers off of Kabul's military here, so I have to wait and see. They probably just keep it there. They probably won't attack it just so we can keep farming it for builders until they tech up. These units haven't moved from this area in a couple turns, and really surprising. He could have done some real damage through these lands with the scouts. Congo just building his economy. We are at turn 46. Let me take another look at the demographics here for you guys. Scientists picked up. I'm going to have to look to see what it was. I couldn't hover over it fast enough. And that will be, Yul said, Hypatia is next. And that will be going very likely to the Congo, unless it is projected out very rapidly here. Taking a look at science. We have 17 a turn for Derichi's Russia, 18.3 for Avaria's Aztec. The Congo being played by Ian Ataxi at 14.6 and 26 a turn for Norway? My goodness. Take a look at culture. We have 15.6 Ryan Ataxi's Congo. Tordred's Norway pulling a 20.9 culture a turn right now. 23.6 for Derichi's Russia and 7.9 for Avaria's Aztec. As you can see, the game is still pretty close. Avaria doing very well in science, regardless of the loss of his capital here. Norway has been declared on by Valletta. Valletta been picked up by Derichi, and that is over there by Astrakhan. Valletta's suzerain bonus, for those of you who don't know, city center buildings and encampment district buildings can be bought with faith. Cost of purchasing the walls is reduced, but can only be bought with faith. So, you can get quite a bit done with that, again, if you generate faith. I would not be surprised to see some long ships swing down and just raise Valletta. Hopefully see plenty more cities go down for Congo. I am going to take a quick look here at each player. We're going to start at the top with Derichi's Russia. Sitting on 20 gold with only 5 a turn. Does have iron though. At his ally, the Aztecs here. 129 stocked at 5 a turn, so not too terrible. It has 1 horse, 1 iron. Taking a quick look over at the Congo. 13 a turn, definitely doing better than some of the other players there at 97 stockpiled. 244 and 30 a turn from Tordred, really leading the charge in his gold economy. Kabul gets flipped twice there if he didn't quite catch it. It's declared on both sides, but now Kabul once again belongs to Tordred. And that's giving his units double experience from combats they start. That's incredibly powerful. Capital will flip in 4 turns. Longships just spreading out, getting a lot of scouting down, looking to get any of the goody huts that are readily available. Longships swinging in behind this by another city of Avarias here. Isn't going to be able to get any damage done, but can raid these coastal improvements. Definitely going to continue to be a thorn in Team 2's side here. I would love to see frigate tech get hit, and him just position frigates on either side of this area and make a canal city right here. It would literally never get taken. It'd be so hard to take that city. You only attack from 2 tiles, and there's frigates on standby to help hold it. It's just not gonna fall. 3 turns rebellion for the Aztec capital. Babylon getting picked up by Avaria. That's going to give extra science from great works and relics and artifacts respectively. Probably not going to get picked up very much. I did not see any lavras go down, so... as far as island settle go, I'd love to see this island get settled by Norway. Because he took God of the Sea, all of these whales and reefs are going to give extra production and food, of course, from the fishing boat. So a settle here would be really strong. You get another settle over here on this island. It would draw production from all the whales. It'd just be really great. Heck, even down here and here, respectively, would be really solid. Again, because of all the whales and the reefs. With God of the Sea taken, it's an option for him. Be plenty of food, decent production. The problem is just land space to put district improvements, but it depends what you want to use the city for. Pasture did get pillaged by this longship there. Archers taking some shots on the longboat there, and as you can see, they really don't do much damage to it. And it just sails off, goes on about its business, and even gets a promotion. It would be pretty interesting to see him raise Kabul here. However, he does have his Amani there. So he does own Kabul technically for now. We'll have to wait and see. He's probably waiting to see if the envoy sink into it or not. Avaria has pretty much given up on trying to take his capital back, it seems. I'd like to see Congo start settling over here. There's some great settles. He's protected by... I'd like to see Congo. He's protected. He's been bought a lot of time and space by the huge fleet. But he's going to have to figure out how to defend against Russia. Now this area is choked up with units. So it's not going to be very feasible for Russia to attack from there. And it's going to be even more unfeasible to see an attack from here. I'd love to see Norway drop a city right here on this one too. And just canal things through. In either case, Avaria's in a lot of trouble here if he can't break out of the siege. Mohenjo-Daro and Vilnius, Babylon, they're all declaring. So Vilnius got picked up by Ayana-Taxi. And that gives extra alliance level bonuses to theater square districts. So for the highest active alliance level, all your theater square districts receive a plus 50% adjacency bonus. Pretty cool. Pretty cool bonus there if you're into the alliance thing with your friends. Or in this case, your teammates for this game. These longships, even though they're not getting a lot done in terms of actually killing units or taking cities, the pressure they apply to the map is absolutely incredible because all of these players have to wonder now, if I move a settler, a builder, whatever near the coast, is it going to get taken? Is this going to get destroyed? City improvements going down. It's just, you got to really carefully consider what you're doing now. And that's the power of Norway in the early game, is applying that pressure to the map. Anywhere in the fog of war could be a longship waiting to take your units, pillage your improvements, attack your cities in some cases. And it's absolutely incredible how well Tordred's used this to his advantage. He's going to let the city flip free once again. There are 5 cities up for Congo, just kind of sprawling out a little bit here. Could definitely get one more good city in over here. Maybe one here and one down there would be great. Looking at a 6-city Norway, I'm not including the Aztec capital because he's not really holding it. He's just not letting Avaria get it back. That being the case, horses are on the field for Avaria, so that will improve his city strength a bit. I'll have to wait and see. City goes free. Swordsman spawn. And these rebel units are going to cause some issues for Avaria here. Taking a quick look at our tech tree. Oh, well that's interesting. It's not going to show us where players are on the tech tree. Wow. Firaxis, please fix. So looking at the civic tree, we can at least see that. We do have Avaria behind. He is lowest in culture. He is at the political philosophy area of the civics. Our Congo player. Looking at military training, defensive tactics, recorded history, or theology right now. Whereas our Russian player and our Norway player, or Norwegian player, Tordred and Dorici, they're already at feudalism, civil service, or naval tradition. I highly doubt naval tradition got picked up. Did not see any dockyards get thrown down. But they are going to be cruising right along down that civic tree. As you see, these swords are hitting units. Picking up valuable promotions on these units here. Last hits it with the Eagle Warrior there, gets a builder out of it. Improves another horse here off to the side. Looking back at our Congo player here, we got some builders running around, looking to chop some more rainforests down. Yep. Calais was picked up as well. We are going to take a quick look at that. Hipasha picked up by Congo as well. We already knew that was coming. It's going to give him 50 faith and a copy of a luxury when he uses it. Next merchant's going to be Crassus. It'll give 30 gold for the player. And you can annex tiles into the city's territory, which is pretty awesome. Omar Khayyam will be the next scientist picked up this game, and he'll be triggering Eureka Moment for 2 attacks at random and 1 random inspiration for a civic from medieval or Renaissance eras, and that's going to be pretty potent, as we'll see in the game. Speaking of documents, there's one right there, as well as one in Bergen. Have a bit of commercial and dockyard bonus going on here, even a lighthouse there. Let's take a look at the admirals. 7 points a turn coming out of Norway already, absolutely incredible. And he'll be able to form a fleet out of a naval unit with that, and that's the equivalent of a corps for those who are wondering, which is going to make it very powerful this early in the game. Dorici just simming away back here, hoping his ally can buy him time to get a Monumentous tech lead, but we're gonna have to see if that pans out the way they're hoping it will, because Tordred's done, and our Congo player, Ian Ataxi, has done a fantastic job with just keeping up in terms of raw science and gold, but Congo has been nabbing all the scientists so far. Well, not all of them, but the important ones, like Hypatia. It's a very, very potent scientist, giving your libraries an extra science a turn generation across your empire. And those differences are going to add up very quickly. Definitely going to be interesting to see when frigates take to the field, because once frigates hit, Avaria will never take this city back again. Oh, that's a rough city. Good campus location, but oh, not much growth there outside of that 3-food marsh. Plenty of iron in Russia's land. Getting another horse up soon. Builders already in position. Likely to see another city come down right there. Along the river, this settler going with the warrior over here to settle on the natural wonder, Yosemite Valley. And we have some longships in the galley just scouting around along the northern Arctic line and just really checking everything out. The pyramids are still being built here in Kazan, taking a painfully long time. Kabul has some more warriors coming up to do some harassment. We have some chariots coming out, so we're likely to see a brief pause for knights. We'll probably see Russia declare war with those knights on one of the city-states so that they can get the bonus for military tactics, science. To kill a unit with a knight will give you the 40% bonus there, and that'll shave off a lot of time. And there is an admiral there, ready and waiting. And that admiral gives +2 loyalty per turn for the city it's used in. I wonder if we're going to see him pop that in Tenaktulan. Bit of a weird standoff going on here. Ships have backed off. Is he going to let him keep this? He uses the melee units to hit the city. One longship could go in there and just take it. And that's exactly what happens. Takes it, resets the health back to 100. Rebels in 3 turns, though. Oof. Has a governor setting up there. Looks like a long game if they can't break Aztec. Yeah, you're right. But taking another look at the demographics, turn 54. Russia's only generating 23.8 science a turn. Avaria is actually pushing 40.6. So Avaria is carrying Dorici through science right now. Kind of remarkable to see. But taking a look at this, Ionataxi's at 20.4 science a turn. Doesn't have a lot of cities up yet. Does have Hypatia not used just yet. So that will be a huge swing as well in their favor. Tordred's pushing almost 52 science a turn. So they're leading in science. Take a look at culture, 23.3 and 24.6 culture a turn for Congo and Norway respectively. While Dorici and Avaria, playing as Russia and Aztec respectively, have 25.5 and 15.3 culture a turn. So really, they don't have a lead. Whereas Tordred has created so much space and is even leading science behind this. Pyramids does finish up for Russia here, so Dorici will get that extra movement for the builders. So we could potentially see a long game here, but if they break Aztec, or if they can do some monumental damage to his science, it will cripple their team. I wonder if at this point we're not going to see these quads and longships withdraw and get upgraded into caravels and eventually frigates. Because when caravel tech hits, the city strength is going to jump up a lot, and that's really going to prevent Avaria from doing much. But Avaria's science is really good as well at 40.7 a turn. So we're definitely... He's in the game. He's not out of the game by any means. He's gotten himself to 5 cities now. He's building up more and more science. I would like to see a lot more science out of Dorici. I know he's focusing on building super wide, as you can tell, but he needs to really get himself taller. Otherwise, it's going to be too little too late. Oof, more and more admirals. And remember, admirals don't stack, so he can have as many as he wants over here. There's Crassus picked up. Next merchant we're going to be looking at will be Marco Polo. Free trader unit for the city, increases the trade route capacity. Awesome. Foreign trade routes to the city provide +2 gold to both cities. This is a very powerful merchant. Oh my god, 8.2 a turn. Definitely going to get it. Unless we see some sick projects come out. And what that means is as Norway and Congo trade to each other out of the city that the merchant gets popped in, all the trade routes to that city from Norway will give both Congo and Norway 2 gold a turn on top of whatever that trade route gives already. So we could see the gold spike a lot here. Just look at all these builders running around. Dorici really doing a great job improving his tiles. Getting some random units here and there, presumably for some envoy quests. That being the case, Avaria does have control of Babylon. So that is going to give him an extra 2 science wherever he's got libraries, as well as 2 in his capital. Vilnius still controlled by an Ataxi. Kabul still controlled by Tordred, and Dorici still has Mohenjo-Daro. As you can see, Tula has no water, but because he has Mohenjo-Daro, it has full housing as if it did. So that's why it's such a very strong city-state to have a suzerain over. And even if he doesn't, he could take this seemingly worthless 2-food flat grassland, and he could put an aqueduct there to give it fresh water all the time if he ever thinks he'll lose Mohenjo-Daro. That being said, Mohenjo-Daro is coastal. I'd really like to see a caravel and some frigates swing by here later and raise it, just to deny that very powerful resource to them. Take a look at the admiral as soon as the turnover happens here. The new admiral on the table is Artemisia. Some chatter. Norway just ruined this game. No. Anything else not Norway could be normal. Norway didn't ruin the game. You just weren't ready. And it's hard to deal with Norway now in the early game. It really is. And The best thing that could have happened out of this was Avaria rushing the techs over to, pull it up for you guys here, engineering. I know it's late, but it gives him a siege unit, and siege units absolutely demolish ships now. They were good. They were good before, but they're amazing now, and that's what he needed to go for, instead of doing whatever techs he's been working on. As soon as he got catapults out, this would be shut down until frigates and caravels showed up. Tordred asking him if they give up. I don't see Dorici going for that when he has all this room. Oh, he does! I don't know. Just letting Navarro know it's up to him on the CC. His teammates already plussed it, so he needs to be in on it too, or it's not happening. Huh. Yeah, 43.4 and 64 science to turn from Tordred. Really good. Well, okay, so we're not calling the game. They're really not too sure what they want to do, but this game is playing on, and it's going to be pretty awesome. 3 governors being chosen by Norway here. 4, actually, if you include this one. A 5th if you want to include Amani. And there comes the Petra there as well. It's almost complete. Definitely going to be interesting to see how the players choose to play this out. And as Avaria pointed out, he's out-simming Dorici in science right now because Dorici's gone for an infinite city sprawl. And for all you players out there that like to build wide or like to build tall, or the tall versus wide argument, you have to remember building wide is a very large investment. Whereas your cities come fully online later in the game, because you built wide, when those cities come online, you're going to get a larger bonus later in the game. Whereas building taller early, you get that bonus sooner, even though it's not as large of a bonus. And that's the best way to look at the tall versus wide argument. It's an investment. When do you want that return? In the late game or the mid game? And as you can see, Tordred went for a more mid game approach, and he's going to be going toward a late game here now that he's kind of bogged down Avaria. But Dorici has gone for a full-on late game. City once again flips into rebellion, gets taken immediately by Tordred. Rebels in 3 turns once again. Needs to get a Caravel promoted. We can't see them on the tech tree anymore for whatever reason. Definitely going to be a pretty big point of interest later on, though. When he takes the capital back with a horse. Oh, almost. Almost. Does start to build walls, but, yeah. This poor capital city. Definitely going to be interesting to see where the players go from here. Tordred is going to need to get more cities down for sure. You're going to have to expand westward again. I'd love to see a canal city here. And he could also get a city right here. That wouldn't be horribly god-awful since there are hills. And you can use the flat, worthless tundra here for a district. So it's definitely not a big loss. And because he has God of the Sea, all these fish, the crabs, the reefs, getting the boats on them is just going to make them even better. And it would give him that important canal city. And keep emphasizing it because it let his ships move through. Definitely be a very large detriment later on. And there goes the capital once again. Petra picked up. By Avaria, he stole Petra from his ally? Why would he take that from... Well, that's between them, I guess, but... My goodness. And he's buying out some of these tiles. I mean, it's a decent Petra city, but... It puts a theater square district on a desert instead of a flat. I don't get that at all. The capital is made out of ash. Yeah, pretty much. They just set up a little tent like they're going camping. That's the capital now. Extra generals running around that Dorichi's managed to pick up. Take another look at the great people. Scientist up is still Omar. 7 a turn from our Aztec player. 4 from Norway. 6.9 from Congo. So Avaria's caught up in the scientist generation here. So Congo's got to step up their game. We do have a Lavra down somewhere. Nope, just the theater district. I don't understand why you didn't make one Lavra do the same thing. Anyways, taking another look at the board here, we have 8 points a turn for Admirals coming out of our Norway player. And it's going to be a Medieval Renaissance Admiral, so that's going to be pretty useful later on. Norway, unsurprisingly, controlling merchants this game. Going to have to see him step up the scientist game if he wants to keep those scientists away from Avaria. That being said, we're going to take a quick look at demographics again. 28.3 and 69.1 science a turn from our Congo and Norwegian player. Russia and Aztec pushing out 34 and 52 science per turn respectively. Looking at the culture game now, we have 27.9 and 27.3 from Team 1, and that is Congo and Norway. Dorichi's Russia and Avaria's Aztec pushing 34.7 and 15.6 culture, respectively. Caravel Tech has come online, and this is going to spell a bit of trouble for our players out there, and we have pushed into the medieval era now. I'm going to grab a quick dedication, get it off the screen, and let's see where the other players landed. Congo has swung into a heroic age. As you can see, it's not a normal sun there for golden age. The other players got a golden age. But Norway was in a dark age last era. So because they got a golden this time, they've swung into a heroic, and that's going to let them pick 3 dedications instead of just 1. So we're going to see some pretty amazing gains out of Congo for this era. Oh, these trees looked really weird. There's a random tundra tile here. I thought it was something, but it wasn't. Look, everyone, it's almost the world's worst Torres. When a Torres is so bad that you miss it for most of the game. Whoa. Avaria getting more cities out. Definitely going to need these units to get over here to hold this pass. And that'll really shut down any attempts by Avaria to really get damage done. Again, providing that canal city for ships to rapidly move through. Congo declared war on by Jerusalem. Jerusalem's all the way up here, though. So, with that in mind, there's no religion in place, so Jerusalem's suzerain really doesn't mean anything. I still haven't seen a single lavra come out. Aqueduct built up there. No lavras. I'd love to see one come down, but doesn't seem to be the case. Omar picked up by our Aztec player. Next scientist is going to be Abu, who will very likely be passed on by Congo. Norway will likely pass it as well. Actually, you know what? I could see Norway taking this just to get the plus 20 healing a turn for the units within a tile. And just keep it out in the water with the ships. Plenty of admirals out in the water as well. As you can see, the next one's going to be Ericsson. Plenty of really good cities out here. The land is just phenomenal for Russia this game. Unfortunately, building wide like this has taken up a lot of time. Hasn't gotten up to build tall yet. And again, I'm worried it's going to be too little too late. Avaria is doing a great job with technologies and keeping up in science. He's actually in second for science per turn. And it's just absolutely incredible to watch him recover from this, not having his capital for almost the entire game. But if caravels are here, that means frigates are around the corner. How much gold does Norway have? I'm going to take a look at the gold at the top of the turn here, coming into 63. $763 pooled, making, oh my god, 102 a turn. His ally in Congo sitting at 349 at 25 a turn. Russia, Derici, 115 at 23 a turn. And Avaria's Aztec relaxing at 30 a turn with 182 pooled. So the player's economy is good, but Team 1's economy is rock solid. And it's going to cause them a lot of grief later on, because Tordred's going to be able to afford to upgrade all of these ships. And with all of these caravels and frigates on the map, he's just going to be causing so much damage, even to non-coastal cities. He's going to be killing off units anywhere near the coast within 2 tiles. And he's going to be able to bombard cities as well heavily, such as Mohenjo-Daro, or even... he'll be able to get shots off. Probably not here because it's on a hill, but he'll be able to take Hong Kong out if he wants. He'll be able to take shots on Xochicalco. Probably butchered that so bad you'd think I got the name in a shop. But, you know, he's going to be able to take shots on this city as well from these 2 tiles. It's not protected on a hill. Does take his capital back. He's definitely not going to be able to hold it against caravels, though. Yep, there it is right there. Almost one-shotting to take it back, and there it is, right back in his hands. Loses another Eagle Warrior to it. It looks like Dorici is looking to gear up to take Kabul. I'm not sure that's going to get anything done, though. He does have longships in the area to harass these units. When they take the city, he'll be able to take it back and liberate it. Well, no, because it's going to get raised if it's taken, so... But there are walls up, so... Oracle picked up by Russia. For those who don't know, there's the Oracle for you. You can use Faith to buy Great People if you have enough, and the Oracle cuts that cost by 25%. Districts in the city provide 2 Great People points of their type. For example, Great Raider points from the Theater District must be built on hills. It sucks that you have to put it on a hill, but that city now, which is in his capital, all of these districts are going to provide an additional 2 per person points a turn. So we're going to take a quick look over here and see Russia. These points will change. That will increase to 5. And it looks like Congo did in fact grab a boot. Kind of surprising. I thought he'd give it to Norway. Colosseum picked up by Congo. That's going to be huge. That is a 5-city Colosseum. So that is going to be very much enjoyed by him. And for those of you who do not know what the Colosseum does, oh, are you missing out? You give 2 culture, 2 loyalty, and 2 amenities for every city within 6 tiles. And that's just absolutely incredible. And the wonder itself gives +2 amenities and +2 culture as well. So this is going to give Congo a huge boost in culture. And remember, the meritocracy card was removed from the game in Rise and Fall. It's now tied to a heroic age dedication. And meritocracy used to give players 1 culture per district in each of their cities. And it was a policy card that you could slot, but it no longer exists. So things like the Colosseum are now worth that much more because you're losing out on all that potential culture you used to have. And once the turn rolls over, we are going to be taking a look. Avaria has been targeted by an emergency. We are going to be looking at that. It's not letting us view it, apparently. Oh my god, we finally got rid of the notification. I feel alone in chat. I'm sorry to hear that, Pizza. Take a look at the demographics. Take a look at that Colosseum. Look at that. 47.5 culture a turn. He was neck and neck with Tordred until that point. Apparently the emergency bugged. Take a look at Team 2's culture. 37 from DeRicci, 27 from Avaria. So Avaria's picked up his culture game a lot, but it's just not going to be enough. He's caught up to Tordred's Norway, but his ally, Congo, Ian Ataxi, is going to carry him through the Civic Tree. Because remember, whenever your ally or your teammate completes a Civic or Tech, you get the boost for it. Might be seeing a relobby here because of the bugged emergency, because someone's going to be getting a fat stack of gold. It's going to be up to the players whether or not they want to do that. That being the case, we are going to take a look at the Civics tree here. Things are considerably closer than before. Ian Ataxi and Avaria looking at civil service, feudalism, naval tradition, while our other players, Tordred and DeRicci, take a look at mercenaries and medieval fairs. And take a look and see if someone got a fat stack of gold for the emergency. It does not appear to be the case. Nobody got gold, so... I mean, I'd say Norway did, but Norway's making so much gold a turn, you could tell he didn't, so... That Petra is so troll. Like... Just because, you know, you bought the desert tile, a hill no less, and you put a theater district there. Looks like Aztec's going to be the one settling over by Babylon first, not Russia or Congo. And Tordred choosing to get some settlers out now, so he will be expanding, not wanting Avaria to get a catch up in tax. And the Ritchie cities are just super safe from any naval warfare until battleships for the most part. $600 gold in 20 turns? What? I didn't even get the emergency. Take another quick look around here at the great people scientists coming up. It looks like Norway did pass on Hildegard. Russia coming up with 6 points a turn is going to be the next one to have a grab at that. And Aztec will have a grab at it as well if so chooses at 8 points a turn. 6.9 from Congo still has to step up that science game. Industrial zone starting to come down for our Congo player as well. He's going to be enjoying some really nice production in those cities. Looks like he's going to go super tall on 5 cities is his plan. I would still really like to see him settle the little death island over here that we decided early in the game was apparently like Australia. And I'd love to see him settle up in this area, even on this Torres, even though it's not that great. Because it doubles the tile, you could put lumber mills on here and they would be a lot better. You just wouldn't chop them. Yeah, it's true. I do enjoy the randomness of the maps as well. RNG taking the wheel there. The one thing I dislike about Civ in its current rendition is that because there's no built-in observer mode, I can't see what players are building, I can't see what they're specifically researching or doing techs with, civics they're working on. And that kind of annoys me, because it heavily limits the information I have, whereas if you spectate other games, such as StarCraft and things like that, you can see all the things that are being worked on. Crossbowman online for Avaria. That's not going to help at all with the boats. It'll help them retake the city, but these ships are not going to feel that at all. Brussels did get picked up by Tordred, so he will be enjoying that bonus production on any wonders he chooses to go for. University is already online in several places. Ah, the Kibasana. That'll be interesting to see. Looking for that wonder he's specifically building. I believe it might be a tech related. There it is. +3 envoys when you build it. When you are the suzerain of a city-state, this city receives plus 15% boost to the yield provided by that city-state. If 2 or more, an additional 15% given to all cities. Wow. That's pretty awesome. City flips free, 2 melee units pop out, and those are only swordsmen still because that's what Norway has tech-wise for his melee units. And these crossbows are just going to decimate these swords real quick. And they are riding on promotions pretty hard. Oslo gets thrown down. I'd like to see some more cities from Mr. Norway here. Again, I want to see that canal city this game. Ericsson does get picked up as an admiral, so we're going to take a look here. Zheng He will be the next admiral. Does give an envoy when you retire him. Medieval Renaissance. Tons of admirals there, uncontested. Norway is grabbing all of them. Science game is neck and neck for scientists, so projects are really going to be the determining factor here for that. As far as the merchants go, Congo still leading the charge at almost 10 points a turn, whereas everyone else is kind of lagging behind, except Russia sitting on 7. That city count really starting to add up now that it's got its districts coming online. We do have some settlers that are going to be taken to the water soon, though. So Congo is definitely going to be putting some work in to get more cities down. Now that he's best been building tall, he's going to build out a little wider and probably build tall again off of that. The Great Library. The not so great, but is really just your downtown city library. You gotta remember, every time Tordred takes this city back, he's getting those science points from this campus down here. No, it's just a campus, doesn't have anything special going on, it's just 2 science. And it looks like Avaria is going to take his capital back this turn, at the very end of the turn, no less. And some rinsed and repeated Caravel hits are going to fix that. And this is a triple promoted Caravel, so when this becomes an Ironclad, it's going to be really scary later. Kuyan picked up by Avaria there. I'm going to take a quick look over at the next scientist. It is still Duchatelet. 9 points a turn coming out of Avaria's Aztec, but he's going to lose some of those once this falls. Oh, goodness. Because the turn cycle over showed him controlling that when it gave him those points. More settlers coming out still for Dorici. He's not done throwing cities down yet. Definitely would like to see more cities from Norway. He's going to need them to keep up in the science race. He is, however, leading right now, as you can see. At 92.2 science a turn. Ian Attacks, he's pushing 40.7. Very respectable. Dorici's Russia, however, has shot up to 62.6 science a turn. He's finished building campuses in all of these cities he's made, so these dividends are starting to pay returns. Now he's still behind Avaria, who's sitting at 75.6 science a turn, but is doing a lot better. Ian Ataxi is really going to have to pick up his game now in order to keep up in techs. That being said, Ian Ataxi is really demolishing the culture game here at 53.2 culture a turn, while Tordred's sitting at 30.3, really getting those boosts for his ally there. But Dorici and Avaria are pushing 46.8 and 37.5 culture a turn each, so Tordred's starting to fall behind in the culture game. They're just going to keep trading this city back for the rest of the game, which is kind of boring, but it does have a method to the madness. If Dorici's going to keep Jerusalem around, I'd like to see a religion hit the field, because with Jerusalem's suzerain, it makes all of the cities following your religion that have holy sites, they apply pressure as if they were the holy city you founded the religion in, which is 4 times the religious pressure a normal city puts out. So all he has to do is make a lavra in these cities, which will generate a ton of writer points for him. So he's going to be able to scoop some great works there as well. And he's going to have the slots because he's building the Great Library. So he could really just passive spread his religion and save his faith for faith buying either a great person or even just builders, settlers during a monumentality. So he could really get a lot done there if he just starts dropping some lavras around. And for those that are unfamiliar with what makes a lavra different, and there you go. Pull it up for you. 2 profit points a turn instead of 1. You get a writer, artist, and musician point a turn as well. Yeah, Holy Cossack Army. You can see a lot faith bought there. And as you can see, it gets some amazing adjacency bonuses. You can get really huge lavras very easily as Russia. Well, it would be pretty cool if he did Pizza, but it's pretty clear that he's not. He definitely had the time to go for a really strong religious play, since he was at no risk this game. Because religion is in itself a very heavy investment early in the game, because there's usually a lot of risk involved. You're usually pretty much teetering at the edge of a knife. Varia branching out here, getting some more campuses down. I'd really like to see Congo come across the water and settle out this entire peninsula. He could really do quite a bit with that, and it's very easy to defend with this mountain chain here. They have a 1-tile pass here and a 2-tile pass there. Very easy to hold and defend. City-states piecing out here as we do have them contesting envoys now. Mohenjo-Daro had an envoy sink put into it. Let's take a look at that. By Aina Taxi, contesting Derichi there, going to cost him some fresh water and some cities. Mostly a SimCity game across the board here for everybody. The city will flip into rebellion in 2 turns. And these units are all these crossbows are just milking promotions off of it. End of the turn takes the city back. He's gonna end up losing it right away. Even more settlers coming out. Come on, swim them across the water. Great Library does get picked up by Avaria. I am surprised to not see anyone else making a navy, considering the shape of the map. I mean, Congo doesn't have to. He could just sit back and sim and be the workhorse to support Tordred's military actions. And that's pretty much what was happening in the early game. Now that situation's kind of flipped around now that Tordred's got his economy established. But it's definitely been interesting, to say the least. Definitely needs to pull this caravel back out of the city before he loses it. And take a quick look to see if anyone was grabbed. No scientist change. Still no religious push. Merchant coming up is going to be Fugger. Irene of Athens was picked up by the Congo. Marco Polo was picked up by Congo as well. I in a taxi really taking advantage of Congo's bonuses to control these merchants, but Russia has picked up the pace here and has gotten all of those extra districts online and is now able to contest those merchants without projects. Norway still undisputed champion of the admirals here. As far as engineers go, Congo and Norway both are going to be controlling those for a while unless projects hit the field. And again, takes the city back. Oh, gets the promotion off before the quadrime can shoot. And this quadrime is going to be paying the price for that. Might have a penalty against ships, but heavily promoted crossbows are still going to take him out. And speaking of which, we have crossbows coming in with the support from a horse and sword. And they are going to be going after Kabul. Scout fortified on the 1-3 here to prevent any scouting from going on, but these units haven't moved the entire game, so no real worries there. Just more buildup of the natural economy. Frigates hitting the field. Do see the first frigates get promoted. Hey, thank you so much, Ombre. I hope you're enjoying the match as much as I am casting it. It's been absolutely incredible so far. I cannot wait to see what these players have in store for us. With frigates taking the field, this game's changed a bit. He's not going to be able to hold this capital for loyalty reasons, but these frigates are going to rain down some terror on these crossbows. That being said, Knights also hit the field for Dorici, looking to get that bonus kill to make military science easier to achieve. And that will bring Cossacks that much sooner for him. Not too sure what he's going to get done with them. He can't swim them across because Tordred's got boats everywhere. He is keeping an eye on things. He's not going to let some super sneaky plays come out of here. Alright, here. Governor was put in place. We're going to see how this affects the pressure. Evil era ends in 9 turns. Has about 2 more turns before the flip. Come on, pull up that frigate and take a shot at that crossbow. Oof. Unfortunately, low rolls it, but oh! Makes a fleet! It looks like we're not going to see a real turnaround here until Dorici shows up with some battleships. Assuming he does it all, he doesn't have any docks to really get ships produced by any of these non-coastal cities. To be honest, Pete, I'm surprised people come to live at that capital at all anymore. Why isn't Russia helping Aztec? Russia's kind of been infinite city sprawling this whole time, and I've been assuming that they've been helping through trade by giving Avaria gold and such. Avaria has already expressed some dislike at the fact that he's been out-simming his Russian ally even without his capital for science this whole game, which is true, but Dorichi's starting to build tall now, and it's starting to show. I would have liked to see more done, but Russia really wasn't in a position to help. There's a one-tile pass, just city-states sitting on. Mohenjo-Daro had a ton of units here, so we really couldn't get units through until shipbuilding, and it was pretty clear that he wasn't going to do anything naval-wise. And Norway's been dominating the waters since like turn 15. Yep, one of the crossbows get taken out, the other two forced to retreat after taking a shot, and Avaria is never going to take the city back again. Off to the side, we can see Dorichi trying to hit the city of Kabul, which has a knight of its own. 60 city strength, though. It's being attacked by some crossbows and some knights. They are supported by a general. That being said, we're going to take a quick look at the demographics. This is turn 76, everybody. Russia, by Dorichi, 89 science at turn 124 coming off of Avaria's Aztec. Absolutely incredible. Who has overtaken Tordred, actually, who's only pushing 110.5. Tordred's been enjoying the science lead for the entire game until this point. And 74.3 from Aina Taxi. So they are starting to fall behind in technologies. It's still relatively close because at this point in the game, text requires so much science that it simply takes. So let's see, we're right around here at this point. As you can see, squaring requires 396 sites to complete, so a difference of 14 isn't as big a deal. Like industrialization, 507 at this level. So a difference of 14 is not that big a deal. Russia's still dropping more cities out. Kila Kisawani is picked up by Tordred. That's going to give him 3 envoys up front, and the city's going to have some terrific yield bonuses because he is the suzerain of 2 or more city-states. That being said, we did just have some flips. We're going to double check here and make sure we'll see what happened. Valletta still controlled. Babylon was taken by Tordred, who did a huge envoy dump there. And that's going to deny Avaria some bonuses there. And all these warriors are going to start gunning for them as well. But Mohenjo-Daro does have swords nearby to defend him, so that won't be too bad of a deal. Now the city is still going to flip into rebellion in 2 turns. There is a governor there. We'll see if Tordred's going to be able to do anything as far as to increase the loyalty in the city, maybe slot a policy card. But with so much Aztec population nearby to pressure the city, it's very unlikely that he'll be able to hold it. But with these frigates here now, it's anything contesting coastal choke points is going to be next to impossible. At least until they get frigates or battleships of their own on the field. Plenty of space out here to squeeze probably 2 more cities out. This one would be okay because he does have God of the Sea. So this fish and crab would all be very beneficial. And this city here could grow pretty well as well, again, for the same reasons. We would have to make these lumber mills, though, to really get much benefit out of them. So we could get 2 more cities at the tail end of the peninsula there. So you get another city over here. Again, I'm going to keep pushing this canal city till it happens. There's a Lavra finally getting built up there. I mean, if you're going to keep Jerusalem, you might as well have a religion out. Your passive spread's going to be 4 times as strong across all of your cities that you build the Lavra in. And it's just going to be absolutely incredible. And whoa, Mohenjo-Daro in the hands of Ayin Ataxi is going to be causing all sorts of havoc soon. But there are knights here to clean it up. Wow, some even crossing the waterways here. We could see quite a bit of pillaging going on. I think if Tordred sends some settlers over here, like right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, settled it here, that ain't good. But he'd settle right there, and maybe another city here, they'd be able to help each other with some loyalty. If he bought monuments in each of them, and put a moni in one of these with the bonus to loyalty of your cities within so many tiles, he might be able to hold these, but he'd have to chop out some wicked population from these rainforests to do that. And honestly, even just settling here as a sack city, just to send a caravel through with maybe one or 2 frigates and just take Texcoco, and then you'd have units in this lake, and that would be incredibly detrimental to Russia trying to move any units through anywhere. But it is easier for me to say that because I could see the map. These players can't. And it looks like Isaac Newton got picked up by Avaria. That's going to be a really big kick. What is Congo doing? Congo has just been sitting back and simming this entire time, built super tall on 5 cities, and was funding Tordred's war in the early game, and is now spreading out to this peninsula to his north to get more cities down. And there's the independence. Coming out again, you got some more swordsmen kicking around. So Congo is just expanding up north. Now, Avaria getting Newton's a really big deal. It is going to be a really big problem for the other team. They have to kill Avaria now because of Newton. Newton makes your universities provide additional to science. And of course, there's the bonus of he instantly builds a library and university in the campus you put him in. Now, with that in mind, that science is going to add up really fast over time because Avaria has universities everywhere already, except for the new city that he planted up north. There hasn't been a large military on either side, Ombre, but a lot of Avaria's units did get killed off trying to retake his capital. They've traded this capital back and forth probably a dozen or so times. Like literally every turn, or every few turns, for like a solid 30 or so turns, they've traded this capital back. And now with the frigates here, it's just not possible for him to take it back. So Tordred's just going to let this flip into freedom like he has been. Take it back just to deny Avaria the city. Denies him the tiles. I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised Tordred hasn't just bought out as many tiles as he can, just to deny the land. Speaking of that, we're going to take a quick look at the gold for our players. Looking at the Richie's Russia, Sitting at 584 and 64 a turn. Definitely better than he was. Avaria, on the other hand, 82 and 90 a turn. Excellent economy there. Congo sitting at 587 with 102 a turn. And Tordred's Norway, real quick, 42 gold and 120 a turn. Quick getting out of there before we get locked in the diplomacy screen. So as you can see, Congo and Norway's economy is rock solid. Now, Derici and Avaria's economy is still good, but it's not where it could be. Yep, moving the ship out to let it flip into rebellion again, just to deny the city. Jacob Fugger picked up by Avaria as well. Next merchant's going to be Rahatotamal. Trade routes to your own cities gain half a gold for each district at the destination. Gain an envoy. And that's going to be picked up by Derici unless Congo projects it next turn. Oh, even going to settle Death Island over here. Going to have to buy tiles out if he chooses to settle on the hill here, but it will be safe from most naval combat. It is important to remember that our players are in golden ages, with Congo in a heroic age right now. But the medieval era is ending in 4 turns. We're going to have to wait and see where our players end up. And as you can see, the commercial district was applying a science bonus right now. And that was because of the dedication that was taken. End of the turn here. Caps out turn 80. And we are going to be pushing right along into 81. And, oh, Kabul will fall this turn. And it will be raised, of course, as that is the rule the players voted on, not capping any city-states. If you take them, they burn. Aztec to come back into the game. Aztec's not out of the game by any stretch. He's leading in science. He needs to make some units, some military units, and just upgrade them when he's ready to do an attack. He has no naval presence, but he's kept all of his other cities off of the coast, except for Texcoco there, because it's on a lake. And until Tordred figures out that he needs a canal city here, it'll be safe. With that in mind, I mean, it's... no one's out of the game by this, by any stretch. He's just being denied one city. No, you don't. Pause for 2 minutes. Players need to vote on that to agree to the pause. No problem. Need some more people in there. Colossus picked up by Tordred. His units will enjoy some extra movement in the water. That's going to be pretty huge for him. Really taking advantage, again, of that naval bonus. It's a pop one city. Yes, but it's important for Tordred to keep attacking it because he had control of Kabul. Now that he doesn't, because Kabul's dead, he probably won't care about it as much. He's literally denying the campus, which is scientist points a turn. Well, look at that. Musket upgrade to to give him that more city strength. Now, denying the tiles as well to improve is a big deal, because that hurts Avaria as well. Losing the campus hurts, and the more Tordred controls this campus, it's free science, and free scientist points a turn for him. So he has a reason to take it. He just doesn't. If Avaria puts up a huge resistance, like you see these field cannons, he's not going to do crap to these frigates. They're going to get demolished. Pause at end of turn. Okay. I pause too. Looks like we're going to be taking a 5-minute break, guys. I will be seeing you guys in 5 minutes. What do you think has the best late game? Honestly, DeRicci does right now. Because as you can see on the minimap, he has a ton of cities. So once DeRicci gets built tall in all these cities, his science is going to explode out of control. Great people point, sure, Tom. So, taking a look, Russia's the only one going for generals, only has one encampment. Norway is at 13 admiral points a turn, no one's contesting. Engineers, you have Norway at 4, Congo at 5, Aztec at 3, Russia at 0. So, Norway, Congo controlling the engineers. 10 points a turn for Russia for the merchants. Congo at 16.5. Okay. Norway is sitting at 3 merchant points a turn, Aztec at 7. But Norway's been focused more on the admiral side of things, as you can see. Letting his Congo ally take the merchants. Scientist has been a little up in the air, but it's really starting to turn on its head. You have 17 points a turn from DeRicci, 16 from Avaria, 17 from Iena Taxi, and 10 from Tordred's Norway. Writers aren't really contested. Same with artists and musicians. They're just chugging away with 1 or 2 buildings. And with that in mind, I am going to throw up an image here, and I will see you all in a couple of minutes. I know it sounds shady, sketchy, but there are some people out there that might look at the map and try to tell people things. And we have musical performance brought to you by my 2-year-old today. Do enjoy. And I will see you in about 2 minutes now. Alrighty, yeah. Players are coming back. We're just waiting for everyone to plus in, and I will pause the game, and I'll put the game back up for you guys watching. Alrighty, everyone's back. We are on pausing. Welcome back, everybody. Great lighthouse picked up by Tordred as well. Really making the most of all of those naval wonders that no one's contesting. Avaria does retake Babylon. However, Mohenjo-Daro being super spicy here. Sieging Texcoco. Well, almost sieging it. There we go. A little bit of music to clear some of the dead air out there for you guys. If it is too loud, please let me know. I'll turn it down. For those of you that do wonder why I play the Civ music track during these Civ matches, it's because I like looking at my video list history and not seeing 406 copyright infringements on a video because I was listening to other music. Yeah, it was quite the email I got, Pizza. I like to listen to music when I stream and cast games, and even just streaming other content. I get blasted by YouTube for copyright infringements. I don't get in trouble. None of my channels or videos are flagged. I just can't monetize them. More tile improvements, some chops coming out here. Looking to get some more work done. Congo throwing some more cities down. Really glad to see that. Still tons and tons of longboats flowing around the map, just scouting, looking for those easy pickings. Got a group of them parked out here, just out of view of our Aztec player. Couple of bombards getting picked up. Alright, now we do have our next era for the Renaissance. Let's see where everyone's at. Golden Age coming out for both Congo and Norway. Did a great job swinging points up. And we do have muskets coming out from the Rebellion City now, not just swords. That being said, Avaria has hit a normal age, and Russia from Dorici hit a dark age this time. Taking a look at the demographics here real quick. 89.1 science a turn coming out of Congo from Ian Ataxi, really pulling his numbers up there. 79.6 from Tordred, he's actually taken a bit of a hit. 111.2 for Dorici and 139.4 for Avaria, so they've really pulled ahead in science. And the science lead is just going to grow and grow because Newton still hasn't been popped yet. Not too sure. There we go. He's going to pop Newton now. And we won't get an updated number on that until next turn. Looking at culture, 58.6 and 51 for Dorici and Avaria, while Ian Ataxi and Tordred are sitting at 51.5 and 42. So they really are starting to fall behind in all aspects of the game now. Bombards rolling around for Russia. This looks like the Forbidden City, and that's exactly what that is. If Dorici can secure it, he'll be enjoying another policy card slot. And ooh, pretty lights. That being said, Avaria has done an excellent job here continuing to expand and build tall. As you can see, Newton's effect on Avaria's empire, almost 160 science a turn now. A very commanding lead in science. Religion picked up by Dorichi is Zen meditation and stewardship. And that's going to be pretty awesome for him. Amenity in the city's following his religion, plus at least 2 districts, and campus and commercial hubs in a city following it will also provide an extra science and goal to turn. Now take a look and see where he chose to make his holy city. Actually, it's all the way up here, Solikamsk. And remember, because he controls Jerusalem, all of his cities will provide the same spread power if they have a Lavra in them. Forbidden City picked up as well by Dorichi, as expected. But he'll be able to spread with the same passive strength of a holy city across the board, as long as he's got a Lavra in those cities. With horses coming out of these cities, we do know Cossacks are around the corner. And they'll probably be kept around the corner until there's enough horses to make it worthwhile. But this isn't really a land unit map per se. I mean, you need land units to get to the cities, but naval power really restricts movement. Especially parked along here or over in here. Or even just having them here. Stonehenge picked up by Tordred. He will enjoy a free religion, but he doesn't have a holy site, so... Not sure what he's going to do with that religion. Getting some good internal trade routes going. That delicious 2-6 mine. But unless Team 2 or Team 1 can do something really drastic here and start shaving cities off of Avaria, The science lead is going to become such a detriment. I mean, they have the horses. They could go for cavalry. They could use cav. Just make a bunch of horses. Upgrade them. Send them across the water. Yep. Put little water wings on them. Send them across the water. Bombards here to take down the walls. So Mohenjo-Daro will be dying. Game's definitely slowing down a little bit, but all in all, things will be picking back up again, I would imagine, especially when it's time for tanks. We still can't see their icons on the tech tree for whatever reason. Freedom. Yeah, players concerned that people don't want to watch a sim game. That's true. Watching SimCity can be rather boring, but it's a very important part of the game. It's seeing how districts are placed, seeing how they're getting their bonuses. You know, it's all very important part of the game, and it can really help your gameplay as an individual. Because when it comes to SimCitying, that helps you on single player, multiplayer, just goofing around with your friends. There's the Chiktanitsa. Poor Mohenjo-Daro has seen better days. It will fall next turn, though. These two bombards are going to do catastrophic damage to the city center. Unsurprising, the city was retaken by the naval ships. But Avaria and Dorici don't need to do anything this game anymore. They just need to sit back and go to space. All the pressure is on Congo and Norway to aggress them. They need to shave cities off because they're so far behind in science. If they can raise or take like 3 cities off of Avaria, it will cripple him. But he has to be able to hold them, or he has to raise them outright. Tell me what you are! Catholicism picked up by Norway. Work ethic, some extra production in the city per every citizen following. And 2 gold for every city following, so he's going to have to spread a bit to make that worthwhile. As you can see, Dorici actually investing a bit in missionaries to spread his religion faster. And he does have Jerusalem. So, if the city has a Lavra, 4 times the strength of that spread. And rip Mohenjo-Daro. Entertainment complex with some amenities. Now, the entertainment complex was improved in the March update. Actually gives a bit of culture alongside of its amenity bonuses. Darn, has more tourists than me. Thanks, game. Ferdinand, next Admiral. Jean d'Arc will be the next General. Yeah, if he retires Ferdinand and the other Admiral that did +2 to the city, +6 loyalty per turn might let him hold that capital. Culture bomb adjacent tiles and you complete an industrial zone, that's nice. Looks like it will be picked up probably by Congo, to be honest, at 12 points a turn. Almost 20 a turn coming off of Congo for merchants, though. $22, $20, $20, and $11 for scientists. with Russia having a commanding lead there. In terms of writers, Norway actually leading the charge. For artists, it will actually be Norway as well, really putting a little bit of investment into those cultural-related great people. Oh yeah. This is just going to spread so fast. To be getting extra gold in science per turn because of the stewardship. Extra amenities from Zen meditation. It's going to be nice. Vilnius, though, causing a little bit of trouble for our Norwegian player. Knights running around causing problems. So was the war. It looks like they pillaged a district of the commercial. Ironclads are out, though. Ooh. But there's not much in terms of coastal left anymore. Does nab a builder and run away. That's gotta be annoying. More theater squares coming online for our Russian player. Looking to make the most out of those lava bonuses, giving him some writers. Plenty of horses coming out. Joffrey concert picked up by our Russian player Derici. Chikdanitsa picked up as well. And Hong Kong has decided to go to war. There are 28 envoys from Avaria in Babylon right now. 28. The Angkor Wat under construction now, and that'll give all of Bavaria's cities an extra population too, by the way. Oof. Engineer really pushing that along. Renaissance era is going to be ending in 10 turns. We're at turn 94 right now. Science. Team 1's broken 100 science a turn consistent now. They're at 118 and 100 respectively. While Team 2 is sitting at 191 and 160 science a turn. That is a huge deficit that our players on Team 1 have to recover from. They're going to have to start shaving cities off, but Russia's going to have Cossacks. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. With 88 and 53 culture a turn coming from Team 2. Team 1 sitting at 57 and 49 respectively. Because they're starting to fall behind drastically in that aspect as well. And for those who might be wondering why these ships aren't sitting on fat promotions, they nerfed the crap out of the experience you get from free cities units. Horses coming up as well. We're likely to see these turn into cav. However, Russia's going to have Cossacks with a general to support them. Khan has a caravel to start sinking these ships that are left over. Here we go, coming into turn 97. Again, players just sitting back and teching up. They're just simming. And Dorici and Avaria, they just have to go to space. They don't have to worry about this. +3 merchant points a turn for the Casa de Castracion. 3 governor promotions. All cities on your non-home continent, the governor gain production, faith, and gold. Jeez, like everyone's on the same continent but Russia. Wow. Have some envoys flipping some city-states. Vilnius once again belonging to Team 1. Gonna have to see. We could see a cultural victory, maybe. So, they get 43 right now. They'll win. TLDR for those who don't know. Cultural victory. Again, players just sitting back, simming away. Congo just building cities really tall with those imbanzas. Their unique district that is the neighborhood. And it's just inflating the population heavily. And there are some cav there on the field as well. Only 2 though. Really not much to discuss at this point. They're just teching up. We're very likely to see Russia or Avaria nuke somebody. $99. Armada will be Santa Cruz as the admiral makes an armada. That is the equivalent to an army for naval units. Wait, what? He had like 20-something envoys here. What happened? Oh, he pulled Amani out. Weird. Wonder why he'd give up the bonus. Suzerain. Oh, nationalism hit. We have Cossack Corps. Dmitry Mendeleev is picked up by Avaria. Next scientist is going to be James Young, and everyone is sitting on a huge stockpile of scientist points right now. People are cycling through to pass or take James Young. And he is picked up by Norway. Next scientist is going to be Charles Darwin. Very likely to see that get picked up by Russia. Has some natural wonders can use that with. However, we are going to be approaching Einstein soon. Although we do have another era before worrying about that. Taj Mahal going to get picked up by Russia. Honestly, at this point, the missionaries should just be sent into Aztecs lands. And just try to passive spread. Like crazy. Could you imagine if DeRicci picked up Scripture? Which increases the bonus. After printing 50% increased spread, passive spread. With the Jerusalem getting the 4 times bonus as well. Aztec even going to get a settler out. Going to get another city now. As you see, we're just darting around the map. Take a look at everyone's lands. And Tons of improvements. Huh. This is still pillaged. Why hasn't this been fixed? You need to repair this, man. And there are the steel walls for Russia. Even Bavaria has steel as well. Not quite yet for our Congo player, and definitely not for Norway, as they have fallen behind considerably in science. And more settlers coming out. I wonder if these are to go get a source of oil somewhere. Fortunately, we can only guess where everyone is. We know they're at the very least here, but how long have they been playing? 3.5 hours? Not that long. No, no one's been trading cities. Our Congo player getting a little explorative here, but there are Cossack corps in hiding. Great Zimbabwe. Great Zimbabwe picked up by Bavaria as well. No, you can't use Aztec Builder bonus for the Russian districts, or anyone else's districts for that matter. You can only do it for your own. And Dorici just broadcasting there right in front of that musket that he has the Cossack Corps, and he's not afraid to fight. You're gonna need a lot of cavalry up here, Congo. These Cossack corps have an artillery supporting them, and even have field cannons back here. Wonder where these are gonna go. Over here, maybe? Well, you can't settle coastal. It'll just get taken. Congo hit nationalism. Anchor Walk completed. All of our cities just got an extra population point for free. That will be a very nice bonus appreciated by him across multiple cities. Yeah, that's 17 pop city. Beautiful. Oh, 14 from Norway. Let's see, what do we got from 12, 11. Russia has an 11, a 13, not bad. Taking a look at the great people once again. Science is going to be Alan Turing. Darwin was in fact picked up by Congo. Now Tordred's going to have to pull a couple of frigates around here in order to contest all these tiles so that these Cossacks can't take the city. Now the Cav Corps will be able to defend the city sitting at fortified. It should be fine, but... would have liked to have seen a encampment here or here to really choke it. Have had the turn of the era now. We are just going to grab a random one. And we're going to take a look and see what everyone got. Golden Age for Russia. Oh, if he went dark to golden. Got the heroic age. That's to be 3 dedications for him. Avaria is sitting at a normal age, and both of our players, Congo and Norway respectively, have hit a dark age this time around. And this is the industrial era for everyone wondering. Big thanks again for everyone who's been joining us, whether you've been here the whole time or you're just now stepping into the box and watching. Players and I both really appreciate your support, coming out and cheering them on, enjoying the match, and I appreciate your viewership, so thank you. And it looks like Dorichi's just going to raise Babylon and be done with it. Looks like he will be keeping Valletta. This way he can buy encampment bonuses with faith that he's been generating. Speaking of faith, let's take a look at the religious lens. Definitely like to see some more missionaries come out into Aztec cities and convert all of those. And I don't believe he's used, no apostles yet. Hasn't chosen to go that far. So no extra beliefs coming through. Maybe. For science, we're looking at 125 and 156 for Congo and Norway. Russia and Aztec are pushing 176 and 128 respectively. So they've closed the gap considerably in science. There was a huge deficit about 5 turns ago, and they've really closed the gap there, so excellent job there to Team 1. In culture, though, Dorici is Russia, 113.6 culture and 51 from Avaria, 122 from Congo, 64 from Tordreds, Norway. So Avaria has fallen behind the culture game again, and it's really between Dorici and Ian Taxi for pushing those civics to really give the boost to their allies. Yes, all of the victory conditions are enabled, but because I am in the game as a spectator, it will still count me as a player, so I have to monitor those. And that's why you'll see me potentially just flicker over these and sometimes cycle through the top bars. Not too easy for these frigates to tear down these walls anymore. And these are full strength steel urban defense walls. I'd like to see some more military units get made by Avaria and do a push around the south. He should raise it. Raise what? Oh, this? He can't. It's a capital city. It's Aztec's capital. So it could never be raised. He did. But Dorici made sure everything was off the coast, so he couldn't be hit. He had a bunch of ships sitting around here at Brussels, hit shipbuilding and went straight across to look, and there was nothing for him to take. Like, Norway gets a lot of good map exploration very early with shipbuilding instead of having to invest all the way into cartography, and I mentioned that earlier. But to really bring it into retrospect, shipbuilding's here. You get 2 galleys and you get the boost for it, which you're going to do anyway. You're going to send 1 in each direction on your Pangea continent or whatever. Allows your land units to embark, but if you're Norway, it gives you oceanic travel, whereas everyone else has to go to cartography, which takes 216 science to complete, whereas shipbuilding takes 80. It's such a small investment for Norway. Players are discussing tying, because it's going to go on for another 5 hours with nothing happening. You can't push, we can't push. Yeah, pretty much. They're in a dead heat until nukes. Oh, we go to Norway. Babylon falls. Torch it. Oh, they're pausing. Hold on. We might be seeing a call here, guys. It's waiting on DeRicci here. Alright, and there it is, guys. So they did tie out, as it was going to take at least another 5 hours to get anywhere. It's a GG, everybody involved. Big thanks to everyone for coming out. Huge thanks to Clan SunZ for hosting the event and giving me the opportunity to cast it. It's just been, it was a great game early on. We got to see some real strength from Norway. So a huge shout out over to everyone involved and a huge shout to the viewers out there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a good game. It was a great match. Kind of anticlimactic finish, but that does happen. I look forward to seeing you guys later tonight when I'll be casting a training event for SunZ, and that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern for everyone who wants to do that. I look forward to doing that, and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Look forward to seeing you guys next time.